it's Lisa. It's Monday, and you're watching The Real Evolution. This week we're continuing on to talk about our goals, and I felt really weird because my goals were not that exciting. And it occurred to me that I have set some other goals that I've recorded on my blog. 101 goals for 1,001 days. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of that project, but the idea is rather than just setting goals for a year, like a New Year's resolution, you set it for 1,001 days, which ends up being equal to a little over 2.5 years. The idea being that that gives you more time to get together plans for travel, kind of gives you multiple seasons to work on things. And it was pretty cool. A friend of mine had done it on her blog, and I thought, well, this would be pretty cool for me to do and to track my progress on some long-term goals that I had for myself, professionally, around the house, personal goals. So I was taking a look at it yesterday, and I figured I would update it, and maybe I would just tell you guys some of the things that I've accomplished on it to go with the goal-setting theme and to be a little bit more interesting than just like my postpartum life right now. So let's see, I have to look on my tablet here. One of the goals I accomplished was to make the front bedroom a nursery, and I set that goal before I even really had plans to be pregnant, but I always knew that this room, I was going to have another baby, and this room would be the nursery. I would show you around it, but it's a big mess right now. It was set up very cute, and then we sort of relocated half of her stuff to our bedroom because she's getting up multiple times a night, so we haven't really been using it as a nursery, but I can show you a little bit. We did paint it pink. We do have the crib. Her stuff is in the closet. So this room used to be kind of like an office slash craft room slash storage room. There's a lot of stuff that's still like in the hallway that used to be in here that I haven't found another space for, but I did do that. We did make the front room a nursery. Another thing that we did do, my husband has a lot of memorabilia. He's very nostalgic, and he has a lot of stuff that's souvenirs from trips and things that were just in bins in the garage, and one of my goals was to find a spot for them in the house where he could display these things instead of just having them in bins. So when we made this room into a nursery, it sort of freed up a shelf, and his memorabilia is on that in our bedroom now. I'll put a picture of that here. Another long-term goal as part of that project was to read 50 books. And a couple weeks ago, my son said to me, "Mom, you used to read all the time, and now I never see you reading books." And that just made me feel awful because I love to read. And he's right. I haven't been reading lately. So that kind of kick-started me into gear, and I've read a couple books. So I will share them with you. The first one was this book, Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. And I know this has been a really popular one right now with book clubs and things like that, and I just picked it up on like a book exchange rack at work, I think. And it started off really slow. I had actually started it a couple months ago, and then just kind of lost interest because the beginning I felt like was slow. Then the middle was really good, and I was like, couldn't put it down kind of thing. And then I thought the ending was a big dud. So I don't know if I recommend this book or not. If you've read it, let me know what you think about it. And I've also heard that this author, Gillian Flynn, has written a couple books, and that this is considered to be like one of her weaker books, that her other books are better. So if you've read one of her other books and recommend it, let me know. So I read this one, Gone Girl. Then I picked up this one, which is called Paper Towns by John Green. I've really liked some of his other books that I've read. The Fault is in Their Stars, Her Stars. Excellent book. I really liked that one. And I really liked Looking for Alaska, but this one was just kind of okay. It was a quick read. It was all right, but I didn't love it. Then right now, this is the one I'm working on at the moment. It is called Brain on Fire by Susanna Callahan. I think that's how you say it. And this is an interesting one. It's about a girl basically who suffers a mental breakdown, and the psychology nut in me finds this really interesting. So I'll let you know when I'm done it what I think. But so far I'm enjoying it. So I'm working on that. Another goal that I had was I used to be really, really into crafting and card making, and like the past year or so I just haven't prioritized that as much. But one of my goals was to make cards and to give away 20 of them as gifts to other people to use. And I did this year have a chance. I did make a couple Christmas cards. They looked like this. And I gave away 3 of them to my Secret Santa at work. So I did put that on there. Couple of other goals on my list, and I'll put a link to my blog if you want to see my whole list there and the things that I've done and the things that I'm working on. Another one of my goals was just to spend more time with my husband Ryan. He is very awesome in that he will do almost anything that I want to do, but I'm not always willing to do things that he's interested in that aren't of interest to me. So one of my goals has been to watch football with him, and I think on the blog it's like 5 complete games, which I'm up to 3 now. I just watched last night the NFC Championship game. But the problem is that I always start the games and then fall asleep in like the last quarter. So I've watched so much football in the past year trying to just achieve this goal. So I've done that. I've watched 2 complete games since the Super Bowl last year. So that's 3 altogether. So I'm working on that one. And then another goal on there, was to take a cooking class with him because he's very into cooking. So I did, for Christmas, sign us up for a cooking class that we're going to take in February. I'm hoping by then we can leave the baby with a babysitter. So I made some good progress. Let me know if you've ever made 101 and 1001. Let me know if you have a good book recommendation for me. And have a lovely week. Bye.